Well, that's a turnout for the books, I must say. That's the first time I've heard that. That's Jaden Cornelious. He's about to tour with the Totally Olivia tour. He's coming here with a hoodie on, looking like a Jack Bauer double from 24. Everything is pierced, eyebrow, and he sings like that.
Well, you know, element of surprise.
Scrub up. What did you have a suit on when you recorded that?
I didn't actually. No, I think I had flip-flops as well, but, you know, I don't want to break the illusion too much.
Good. Well, honestly, you wouldn't put a picture to it. You really wouldn't. And he's got a, what do you call those? It's got a beard, isn't it?
Yeah, goatee.
It's a goatee, yeah.
I'm kind of like the rude boy of classical, innit?
The rude, innit? Like. Well, it's lovely to meet you. First of all, I have to say...
Go on.
Jaden Cornelious.
Yes.
You couldn't make it up, or did you?
No, my name's Jaden, which was really quite interesting in the 70s. But
Let me guess. Mum was called Jane, Dad was called Den.
No, Mum's called Jane,
Dad?
Dad's called Nick. So, not quite...
Are you sure?
Nick.
Are you sure? Yeah.
Going there this afternoon, a few questions to Judi Spiers says, Mum.
Yeah. So, the Cornelious bit?
My late father...
Right.
He died literally 2 days before my very first gig ever, so I changed my name to... That's his middle name, Nicholas Cornelius.
It is a lovely name, Cornelius.
Beautiful and different. So,
yeah. You don't often hear that one, do you? It's a great name.
And spell I-O-U-S, not I-U-S as well, so it's a little bit different.
Because I had a lot of trouble on the interweb weavy there yesterday going, do you mean? And I kept going, no, I don't mean.
This is it.
Anyway, not originally, my keen ear detects that you're not originally from the West Country.
What's that, because of my accent or something?
No. So what brought you down here?
The countryside.
Yeah?
I love it. Yeah, I'm not a city boy. So not a city boy.
Where were you born?
I was born in West London, by Heathrow Airport and Hammersmith, in between those two places. And I lived there for 28 years. And after the band that I was in, Beyond, kind of went down the Swanee, I decided I needed a break from the music industry. Yeah. And I went to Somerset. And I've always loved the West Country anyway. I came down here to Bideford and that when I was a kid on holidays, and to Bude, and so I've always kind of been around here. But I just want to move down here. I don't like cities. I need to see sky and trees and aminals and things.
Good move. I mean, you say the band Beyond went down the Swanee.
Yeah.
It was 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, you toured with some, as I said, some pretty big bands.
We just had kind of
artistic differences, love.
Not between the four members of the band, no. I just think maybe the management wanted us to go in different directions, and I think we worked together for 7 years, and I think 7 years of kind of not earning, of trying to profile and stuff like that, it was quite intense. So, you know, some guys wanted to go off and take opportunities that they'd been given in, whether it be musical or theatre or something like that. So we just kind of went our own separate ways.
So you did go off in different directions.
Yeah, literally.
Were you with Simon Cowell's lot?
No. However, I was the first music documentary on Blue Peter.
Were you?
I've got a badge and everything. And was actually interviewed by Simon Cowell on Blue Peter for the first time ever. But he was behind the desk, so you couldn't see whether the trousers came up to his navel or not. But
great.
Yeah,
but you've always sung from being very little.
Yeah. I've got a video. I've got a tape, a cassette of me singing in early 70s to ABBA. Because my dad we had the old-fashioned stereos that had, like, the dials on them.
Yeah, lovely
and my dad used to plug this little microphone and say, right, you've got to match that sound. Come on, you've got to match that. So I learnt how to kind of blend and harmonise at the age of, like, 3 and 4 years old, so...
And you sang gospel music as well, didn't you, for a while?
I moved to Canada, in 1990, and kind of was in a gospel choir out there, So that was amazing, was there for a year.
Because all the great soul singers.
My friend who was actually the pianist in the gospel choir at that time is actually coming to this country tomorrow to do some acoustic guitar sets around Devon.
Wonderful.
So we still have that.
So I'm now that I've seen you and now that I've heard you, I'm still struggling with this image of you doing Olivia Newton-John songs.
Why? I've got blonde hair. And you ain't seen me in a yellow frock.
Kind of blonde hair.
Okay.
You know, it's sun-kissed. it's from a bottle. Anyway. But I can't, you haven't got that image.
No, obviously you'll have to come and see a show for a start, but...
Why a tribute to Olivia Newton-John?
I was going through a little bit of a kind of a sticky patch in my life, I think. And my other half brought me the Olivia Newton-John autobiography for Christmas. And I read through it, and you kind of see someone that, for me, was the epitome of beauty. I mean, stunning looking, handsome partner, amazing career, TV, music, films, clothing companies, and you kind of think, even if, you know, okay, so she had cancer, but she's got enough money to get good enough treatment, and that's how I kind of thought about things. I know a lot of other people think that, and I read her autobiography and was just so incredibly gobsmacked at what she had been through and the suffering, and yet she never ever said once, why me, or, you know, I complained. She just dealt with it and survived and thrived. And all through this time, even before she had breast cancer, she was campaigning for, you know, animal welfare and, you know, the world rights and stuff like that. So she, you know, a great inspiration. So I'd gone from being kind of like a little bit of a fan, but not overly obsessive, only had one album, but, you know, a little bit of a fan, to being a major admirer. And I remember the day my father died, which was my 21st birthday, my mum had to sit me and my brother down and basically say, look, guys, I'm waiting for my biopsy reports for, you know, some lumps that have been found again. And the doctors told me I need to be speaking to you because they don't think it's going to come back particularly great. And this is the day my father died, you know. So we kind of, thank God, you know, touch wood, my mum was fantastic, and, you know, she didn't have breast cancer, you know, although they said, you know, we need to expect the worst at any particular time because she did have these abnormal kind of cysts and stuff all the time. But, you know, this is 15 years ago, nothing. So it just kind of put a lot of things into perspective. It kind of brought home a lot of truths about how much my mum means to me as well, and how it's amazing when you start talking to people about breast cancer, nearly everyone knows someone, or they've had it, or they've had a scare, or their sister or their mother, and it was like, whoa. And, you know, 420 men a year in this country die of breast cancer.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they don't realise they can get it as well. So it kind of just opened up a whole kind of, you know, brain thing for me that I really wanted to do my little bit. You know, I kind of admired Olivia for her work, and, you know, I'm not particularly in anybody, and with a very small profile, I just wanted to see what I could do to help. Yeah,
so the money you're raising is going towards breast cancer charities.
I literally decided I wanted a challenge, but I ain't going to jump out of a plane for no one. So, you know, so I thought, right, keep it a little bit simple. What can I do? Well, I'm a classical singer.
Unless it rains. I go climb the highest mountain.
Yes, on that.
Unless it rains.
So I thought, right, what can I do? I thought, well, I'm a classical singer, and I'm a bloke, obviously, so I could probably try and learn 32 Olivia Newton-John songs. I then auditioned for backing singers that didn't sing and that had never sung in their lives, and train them to learn 32 Olivia Newton-John songs with harmonies, backing vocals and some solos as well in 4 months. Our last rehearsal was Saturday just gone, and then convince venues all over the southwest and further afield if we can that it's a really good show, and get 6 months worth of gigs.
Excellent.
And we've got pretty much 6 months worth of gigs. We start in the next couple of weeks, and and already we've earned something like 300 quid. We want to get 10 to 15,000 pounds. Right. And before the gigs have started, we've already got 300 quid. So
that's lovely.
You know, we're doing really well. And the guys, JCGC, you know, are just phenomenal. They're just.
Is your backing?
Yeah. It kind of. It
all
was going to be. No, all women and one bloke.
Ah.
Yeah, and the oldest one is kind of late 40s. The youngest one is 13, and it didn't kind of end up how it was meant to be. It was going to be Jaden Cornelious and a couple of backing singers. Yeah. But the guys have almost become like the calendar girls. They've all gone through their life situations, their traumas, and some of them really intense, more than what I've ever suffered in my life. And yet they're still fighting their fears. We've had people shaking lyrics and crying when they're trying to sing because they're so scared of their own voice. It's been a real magical journey just these last 4 months. And to see these guys and girls now getting up and singing solo, still absolutely dying of fear when they get up there, but they're doing it because they want to help people that are worse off than them. So.
Just going to rewind a minute, because you said I'm a classical singer.
Yes.